Today, I want to talk to the Notion users out there about why I'm not anti-Notion. A few days ago, I published a video called New Notion about Catalog, which was an application in the market right now, which, in my opinion, seems to be doing what I believe the future of productivity in teams should be doing. A experience that takes away the no code that you need to know with Notion and brings a level of preparation for machine learning and artificial intelligence that I believe in the long term that people will need for teams and will look a lot more attractive than Notion. And obviously I know that this video will have caused issues with how my predictions are phased in the productivity space. And I want to talk about why I'm not against Notion in this whole argument or conversation. Now, I've been checking out productivity apps for about 10 years now, and I've had a weird obsession since a very young age of, I think it was like at least 15 or 16, where I was obsessed with applications and the updates that were involved in them and how they progressively evolved in the years of use. And back in even 2015, Evernote was struggling, and I was talking a lot about how this could potentially be one of the most vulnerable periods of time for Evernote in terms of a replacement coming along. And I talked a lot about how when I found Notion that it will be a wild bet that this will become the future of productivity applications. And I feel like I'm in the same window of time now that I'm talking about these applications like Catalog being a potential replacement for Notion in the next couple of years. And it feels, again, very scary for me to make these. When I was doing the whole Notion stuff, people didn't really understand what I was talking about. They tend to have got it in 2018, 2019, but when I started talking about it earlier on, it didn't really make sense for a lot of people because Notion was so early days and what they were doing with their different platforms seemed a bit different to what other applications like Evernote were doing at the time. And I love Notion. I still bring that passion along with me, like I love Todoist because it's helped me along that journey. I use those applications a lot and they helped me quite dramatically in a lot of different aspects of my life. And I love what Notion are doing right now. Community, channel support, everything that they've ever done has been brilliant. But I can't move away from this prediction that I have for the future of productivity. And it's something that I want to try and explain in an analogy. I break how I think about productivity adaptations into two parts: passion and prediction. A good example of this is that I play F1 fantasy, and my passion, my team that I support is Ferrari, and my predictions are very different to my passion. I don't really put the two together just because my passion is more passionate than my prediction. When I do the F1 fantasy, I typically go with who I think will perform in a longer period of time than I do just choosing Ferrari for the sake of Ferrari. And it has been that for many years in the F1 fantasy. But the thing is, that's how I think about productivity applications. With Todoist, I am passionate about how the way they build their application, the way that Amir runs the company, their ethos around the concept of remote work is phenomenal. But my predictions right now is that Todoist applications will become stale in the next couple of years, and they'll be replaced by daily planner applications as the default and mainstream to-do list experience. So whilst my passion is firmly there, my predictions are different. And it's the same with Notion. I love everything that Notion do. The way that they build their website, their adverts are fantastic. But still, and I definitely have a place in my heart all the time for them, like I did with Evernote, because they've helped me organize myself, at least, and a lot of millions of other people in times that have been difficult, but also times that are more milestone times in your life. Like, I think I remember writing some of my wedding speech in Notion, and that's it. These are applications that do help you like a bit of a bicycle for the mind, like Steve Jobs' quote, and they do stick with you in terms of how they build themselves. So that's where I view myself with Notion. I continue to make videos about them. I continue to talk about their existing applications. I don't ever mean to take the mick out of them or even just to talk about them negatively. I want to talk about news, I want to talk about the way they're progressing, and I want to talk about the productivity future and how that's going to evolve. And I feel like it should be fair that I do that, and it should be fair that other people can do that as well and share their passion too. So I really, obviously, I'm looking forward to sort of the conversation at how that rolls, but I'm never in the mindset of a negative experience with Notion. I stopped using Notion for personal use back in 2019 or 20. I can't remember, but I still use it for work and I find it a fantastic application for that. So I just wanted to really restore people's faith, because I know a lot of people do follow this channel for influence in terms of where I see applications going. I don't want you to drop Notion now. If it's working for you, use it for as long as humanly possible. I'm just talking about high level things that I think will evolve in the future of productivity. If you do fancy checking out the video I did make about that, you can find it above in the cards or in the link in the description. But largely, I just want to say, Notion users, like, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I purely do this out of my predictions for the long term, and hopefully you understand that now listening to this video, and hopefully I can help clear up any questions that you have in the comments below. Thank you very much, folks. It's been Francesco from Keep Productive, and I look forward to continuing sharing my opinion and my passion as well here on YouTube. Thank you very much, folks, and I'll see you very soon. Cheerio.